recent years, the financial sector has faced more than just technological change or regulatory pressure. There's also the growing challenge of finding and keeping the right talent. The right people are out there, but often they are not where you are. At Varrlyn, a new chapter began not with a grand strategic roadmap, but with a simple question from a client. We found a person, but we cannot get him here. Can you help? That one request set the wheels in motion for what's now known as Varrlyn Staffing Solutions, a people-focused service line designed to bring international talent into the Dutch financial ecosystem. But what makes this approach different? And why is it so difficult for companies to do this themselves? And last but not least, why do candidates sometimes respond with, "Just French fries with ketchup, please"? To unpack all that and more, I'm joined today by Stephan van der Windt, one of Varrlyn's founding partners, and later in the episode by Navendu Vimal, who made a journey to the Netherlands through this very process. Stephan, welcome.
Yeah, thanks. Great to be here.
Let's go back to the beginning of Varrlyn Staffing Solutions. This wasn't really something that you had planned, wasn't it?
No, not at all. It really started quite naturally. Over the years, basically, we've been onboarding new consultants to the team. We've built up very much experience with onboarding people, but it was actually when we were being gifted from the new joiners for the smooth transition, when we started to realize that what we're doing with them, so with Varrlyn, was not always the norm in other companies. So that's really also when we that was showcasing off to other clients, and basically that's when one of our clients also asked, saying, "Can you help me as well with bringing a new joiner in?"
Yeah, so it means that actually the staff members were not only bringing gifts to you, but apparently you have a gift itself as well. Because on paper it might seem quite simple. You have to find a good candidate abroad, bring them here, get started. But what makes it so difficult then in the first place?
Yeah, so it's definitely the mix of things. Paperwork is just a start. We've seen it also when you are bringing over some people from abroad. There are a lot of formalities that need to be in place. I still remember actually the first new hires that we brought over to the Netherlands. We had to fill in a very extensive set of forms. I still actually have made a picture of that, where all the documents were lying on the table as a proof for applying for the work permits. And if you have a flaw in that process, it can result in a large delay or even a worst case, rejection of a permit. That's something we've never actually faced before, but we did hear horror stories also from others.
So that's where you actually step in with Varrlyn Staffing Solutions for companies.
Yeah, it's not only then the paperwork itself, because ultimately that's something that everybody else can do. Also, our clients do it themselves. But it's then also sometimes the peace of mind for both the client and the candidate.
A peace of mind. So that is your actual edge. So, but what makes Varrlyn then so uniquely positioned to offer this kind of service?
Yeah, it's I think it's the balance. Partially it's the technical know-how, but then combined also with the human approach. Specifically the informal part about hiring from abroad, that's where Varrlyn will distinguish itself. It's also how we run our projects. Yes, we have a deep understanding of the required functionalities, technicalities, of what all needs to be implemented. But it's also to be combined with strict procedures to get a good grip on delivery. All of that is not only sufficient to be successful. It's the human element, but also the fun factor, which is important to deliver your project. This is how we run Varrlyn, but also where Varrlyn Staffing Solutions was born.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree with that, the human element and the fun factor, because those are two aspects that I really could hear back during our podcast recording of the 15 years of Varrlyn. And when talking about fun factors, I know that there's one particular story which is really stuck with the team. And well, when you talk about fun, it has got something to do with French fries and ketchup.
Yeah, that story actually also still makes us smile. And it's also these journeys for the candidates, which are quite intense. Initially, we thought it's a normal thing. We had everything organized, all the paperwork, and the candidate came over to the Netherlands. And on this landing of his plane, basically, we invited him for a welcome dinner. It was actually in a nice restaurant, and we thought like, hey, we really took him out. And he was so overwhelmed by all the impressions, the whole entire process, and the warmth also that he felt during the process, that he said, "Oh, what would you like for dinner? Just the French fries with ketchup." And we were looking at each other saying, "Okay, oh, that's so funny actually." For us, it was very special, and basically due to the way how he came over, the best thing he just wanted is the French fries with ketchup, which in the end got a bit symbolic also to the first welcome at Varrlyn.
So I hope that now you serve every new candidate French fries with ketchup.
Directly at Schiphol Airport, it's waiting.
Yeah, but isn't it also a very nice metaphor for Varrlyn itself as a company and also for Varrlyn Staffing Solutions, that you're being just a French fries with ketchup company in this fancy world of financial consultancy?
Yeah, it's funny how you actually put it, but I think it's also true. So yes, Varrlyn, and specifically our culture and DNA, yes, we want to do things really well and thorough. On the other hand, we don't want to make it too fancy either. So that's also, I think, how this came together, touching and including also the human element here, which is something we feel is even more important than creating a fancy setting and being seen and recognized as a fancy consultant.
Yeah, and I think that really suits you. But then I'm really curious to hear who these candidates are, and I know we're going to talk with one of the staffing members later on in this podcast. But in general, let's talk about the people that you bring in. Where do they come from, and how do you actually find them?
Yeah, specifically when we started, we heavily relied on our network. However, it's a mix these days. Of course, we use LinkedIn and we've got referrals, but also a very strong alumni network, which we utilize basically to find the right candidates. And it's not only then again the skill set of people, but it's also the social background or a character of certain people that we really look for and when we want to bring them on board.
And so that means that you simply Google on, for instance, Murex specialist, because I know that is one of the recurring projects for Varrlyn, or is there more to the story?
Yeah, that's a little bit also how I just alluded to, or what I just alluded to. It's not only about finding the best candidate with the best skills, and we also need to find people who can blend in into a Dutch organization, not only from the ways I think work, but also socially. It's something that people need to be able to settle and stay in the Netherlands. It's not in anyone's interest that someone after a year or 5 years even thinks that they don't feel at ease or at home and want to move back to their home country. So those are all elements we take into account when we actually bring people into the Varrlyn network.
And then see you perhaps also a risk of being too focused on one nationality?
Yeah, and actually also do our clients. That's why diversity is becoming a real driver. It's not only about the capabilities, but also the cultural fit.
The reason for me asking this question is that, from what I understand, that India is a major source when it comes to IT talents, but other countries or rising countries with regard to IT talent.
Yeah, so overall we don't focus on single countries. It's really the diversity and the blend of people which is really making it a success. For example, at the moment, we've got a lot of people coming from South Africa. They have a strong education, they're English speaking, but also eager to move and quite well easily blending in the Dutch society.
Okay, then last question with regards to the process, and then we're going to switch to our VIP guest here in the studio. So if I'm a client and I want to work with Varrlyn Staffing Solutions, what does that look like?
Yeah, so often we just start initially with a request. Either someone already knows someone abroad or basically asks us for a specific search. And when people then come over, we're actually then going to staff our consultants at the client, but also then with the ability to actually take them over, which basically gives the clients flexibility, but also the candidates to really see, do they blend in or not? And that's typically also then from a contractual perspective. We do that in a data VAS type of model, which really gives the client, but also us the opportunity, but also possibility to actually have people transfer and blend them in at the different organizations.
Yeah, so a hybrid way of working. Then let's switch to the fun factor, the fun part of this podcast. As I already mentioned in the introduction, we're joined today by Navendu. Navendu, welcome.
Thank you so much for inviting me here.
You actually were brave enough to make the move to the Netherlands through Varrlyn Staffing Solutions. First, quick question to get to know each other. On what type of projects are you now working, and what is your specialism?
I kind of work as the Scrum Master for a Murex transition project. Now I've almost transitioned into a runbook manager as well. So that gives me a good opportunity to delve into different projects, different migration projects that currently we are handling. We are decommissioning major trading systems or legacy trading systems and transitioning into Murex, which is the architecturally approved platform that Rabobank has adopted. So in a way, I work for Rabobank right now through Varrlyn.
And probably as well via that hybrid way of working. When did you came to the Netherlands?
I came to the Netherlands on 30th of April 2023. That's a date which I very clearly remember.
Yeah, and what makes that date stand out for you?
So first of all, to get onboarded via Varrlyn was a really smooth, with immense and comprehensive support from the talent acquisition and the back office team. When I received the job offer from Varrlyn, there was always someone, in my case particularly, Stephan, Vanessa and Martijn, those three were always just available through a one message away on WhatsApp actually. Even at odd times that I had messaged them, they were always quick to reply. And, the anxiousness when you try to move to a different country, one message can keep you very calm and peaceful, actually. So for making a different move from a different country, how does that kind of, put you in a spot, actually? You are in a very well-settled life. You think about moving to a country, which has, you have been seeing, you have visited a lot. You move, you want to go to Amsterdam, that's... That's like a dream for everyone, right? I mean, you want to come to here, you want to go about to different places in Europe. You also want to basically earn more as well, right?
So then, Navendu, is there also in the entire process one specific moment that really stands out for you?
Yes. On the funny side, there was a lot of going back and forth between me and my wife. Again, this is a very big move. So we were discussing almost like 2 to 3 days continuously, making a call to different individuals who were already even in Netherlands, actually. But the final nail in the coffin was when we had a call with Stephan, who gave us a call late night for us and was very dear enough to talk about the pros and cons of the move, actually. And when he was talking to us, it was a very personal touch that he gave us, because he was not just onboarding us, he gave us a clear-cut idea about what would happen when we come here. And he was also telling the advantages, the disadvantages that can happen when you come from a differently settled life, actually. So, when that call ended, me and my wife, showed each other that thumbs up that, okay, yeah, looks like we are going to make that move now. We have good support from our company. And that's when the final nail in the coffin, we just agreed. The next day, I signed the offer letter that was sent by Stephan. So,
and the rest is history.
Yeah. Yes, it was really nice, actually. And once we move ahead, then we have the visa, resident permits, BSN. So there is a lot of paperwork that also goes in. And again, it is very well handled by the back office team, answering almost questions 24/7. You have flight tickets, hotel accommodations, and when you land, you have your you have the support from other Varrlynis as well, to look for a house, which is, we know, such a pain.
Yeah, pain somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's actually, Stephan, what you mentioned before as well, the human factor that actually made you decide to move halfway across the world.
Yes, I would definitely agree to that giving that human flavor, that human touch really helps an individual to take a firm call of moving to a different country. And with the founders themselves offering this, it gives a sense of support and confidence as well.
Yeah, you have a complete fallback. Then Stephan, next to the onboarding part, are there any other aspects that Varrlyn does differently?
Yeah, so it's indeed not only providing the capacity to our clients, but we also want to make sure that both for our clients as well for our workforce, we have a very well connected community. And we do this also by organizing team events, continuous coaching, providing learning opportunities. It's basically making sure that someone really feels at home in their work, but also socially. And we truly feel that it will benefit everybody who's involved. So,
yes, Stephan, from what you tell, it really sounds that Varrlyn does enough differently. Navendu, when listening to Stephan's explanation on the Varrlyn working approach, can you perhaps share some of your experiences in this respect?
Yes. So there are other Varrlynies as well as the back office staff of admin Martijn, Vanessa, always helping you out throughout the entire process, even after you have onboarded. There are a lot of things in Netherlands which kind of, when you land in a first place, you don't know, where to go, where to take the train. There are different lines across for NS, Metro. so things are a bit new when you land here. And there you have folks from other Varrlyn, members who would support you in this process. Then also we have, different team events being organized across for Varrlyn, where we all connect with each other. And it's a very fun-filled event, actually. We normally quite enjoy a lot. And obviously there are drinks all the time.
It really makes me want to become one of the Varrlynies as well. But then I guess I have to become a Murex specialist or a Scrum Master.
Indeed. Yeah.
In terms of trainings and development as well, I can openly discuss that, the entire, founding members have been really supportive of the certifications that you would want to take, that you would want to pursue, any domain trainings or online courses that you would want to take. And we do have a good training budget, actually. So indeed, we all can use that. Recently, Varrlyn has also collaborated with Bedreich Fitness Netherlands for enrolling into fitness programs. So I have enrolled myself into that, and I'm going into one of the best centers of gyms here, actually. So it's really nice. It takes care of its employees in different varied aspects.
So next year you'll be running an Ironman from the sounds of it.
As they all say, we learn from the best, Stephan.
Oh no.
Well, Stephan. But now that we get a better view of the Varrlyn approach, Stephan, can you tell me what is it that you truly target with the staffing solutions?
Yeah, so it's really listening also to the complexities of the onboarding. It's not only about the formalities, but it's really making sure and ensuring that someone is coming over, will blend in easily, but also actually is comfortable in also staying here. So that's really the entire process that we want to also supply to our clients, where a larger organization typically is only focused on the formalities, which of course are a prerequisite to do things well, but it doesn't always help in supporting and comforting someone coming over really from the other side of the globe. So that's really also the process that we want to help our clients with, and making sure that people are blending in and also feel at home, ultimately giving a better workforce to our clients.
Yeah, okay. So today you offer Varrlyn Staffing Solutions. You already offered an entire range of consultancy solutions. What will be the next big step for Varrlyn?
Yeah, so Varrlyn's main clients are basically the larger financial organizations. In light of the staffing solutions, we also have the organization and the approach in place to also offer these services to other organizations. Initially, we were targeting smaller financial institutions, but we even have been brainstorming to see whether we can help organizations in other industries. But that for now is still another step, but it's definitely something in the back of our mind.
Well, it sounds good, Stephan. One last question for Navendu. When you arrived here in the Netherlands, did you also order French fries with ketchup?
Definitely. That's something that you can never miss, actually. And it's the blue one, which you always need to eat it.
Oh, that sounds good, with a Varrlyn heart. It's very clear to me that Varrlyn Staffing Solutions is way more than just a process. It's a people business driven by care, experience, and precision. And for clients, it removes friction. For candidates, it opens doors, like Navendu told us today, that they might have never reached on their own. Stephan, Navendu, thank you so much for joining me today, for sharing your experiences. And I wish you well here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And for the listeners, to find out more or to get in touch, visit varrlyn.com or reach out directly to the team. And remember, even if you've flown halfway across the world, there's always a place for French fries with ketchup. Stay tuned for more episodes coming soon, from tech to talent to transformation in the world of finance. For now, thanks for listening, and until next time.